So here at the Akron Junior High School polling station in the Asawase constituency, 748 people are expected to cast their ballots here. So people are joining the queues, especially the elderly, who are being aided by their relatives to come here to vote. Going around the Asawase constituency, people turn up at the various polling stations to cast their ballot as early as 3 a.m. Even before the cock crowed, people had queued at some of the polling centers. So most of the centers also, the voting materials began to arrive around 5 a.m. before 2 hours before the voting time. And the Electoral Commission officials, as well as the party agents and the security, the police officers who have been deployed to these polling centers, were in talks with them. They were able to verify every material that were brought at the various polling centers to ensure that everything was right before the start of polls. And that has been the trend. Monitoring some other constituencies in the Ashanti region, voting started so early. At other places, voting didn't start early because of the delays encountered in resolving the issues about the electoral materials before the voting would start or before the voting time. But at some of the areas also, like the Ishaeso and Asuka constituencies, there were issues about the positioning of the ballot booths where, or the booths where the voters are supposed to cast their ballots. And that has degenerated into some argument between especially party agents and also the Electoral Commission officers. But going around also, one of the key observations made is that at some of the areas, the turnout has been low. And you see or you find the elderly, especially in the queue. They have been in the queue trying to vote and ensure that they were given some preferential treatment by the Electoral Commission officers because of their conditions. So voting has been going on. People are joining the queue from their various homes and just engaging in conversations at most of the polling centers. And when it's their turn, then they go and vote. That has been the atmosphere since morning in the Asawase constituency and other constituencies in the Ashanti region.
All right, that's Hafiz Tijani there. Now, we understand that there are some incidences happening in the Asawase constituency, and Hafiz Tijani is joining us on the line. We're going to speak to him. Hafiz, good morning. Hello, Hafiz.
Yeah, good morning. I can hear you.
All right, appears that we're having.
Yes. For Asawase, it was predicted that. It was predicted that we're going to see this. Okay, Hafiz is back on the line.
Hello, Hafiz.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yes, great. So, what can you report for us?
Okay, so here at the Akron Junior High School polling center, there was a bit of confusion because some NDC members had issues with the parliamentary candidate for the New Patriotic Party in the Asawase constituency, Manaf Ibrahim, joining the queue to vote instead of being given or being allowed to be given a preferential treatment. So, you know, when the candidates come, because they are part of this process and their names are on the ballot, they representing the various political parties, they are not supposed or they are not allowed to join the queue. So they go straight forward to vote. But when Manaf Ibrahim arrived here at the polling center to vote, he decided that he is going to be in the queue to vote. He says that there are other elderly people in the queue, so he feels that he shouldn't bypass them to go and then cast his ballot. So he says that he was paying the honor and the respect to them because they are elderly people and they have been under the scorching sun. So he doesn't want to bypass that using protocol. So the NDP members were not happy about this and says that Manaf being in the queue is going to at least influence the process so he should be allowed to go. And the members of the MPP were also saying that no, they were not going to allow him go because he has chosen to vote, to join the queue to vote. I'm going close to speak to him if he has been addressing the press. You can take a listen.
At this point. So I want him out of the queue, or I'll get him out. So that is what created the confusion. And he's done that every election. I've seen him here in 2008 create confusion, that man. I've seen him here in 2012. In 16 he did. Last election he did. Now he's doing. He's always doing that. He sits at the junction. He's always creating confusion here. But one of my friends, he's an uncle to him. So usually when he does that, we ignore him. But I don't think that the continuous ignoring will be near to anybody's benefit. It is time that we draw his attention that this is not. And my worry is that the implication of what he has been resourced to do may be lost to him. It can mess up the entire process here. So that is what actually created the confusion. Other than that, this has been one of the most peaceful polling stations I have known. This is my 4th time voting here. I live just 150 meters away from this polling station. So I know all those voting in this place. And what will change? Everybody in the queue by now would have made his mind. So I don't think there's any, but we must follow the.
But why did you decline a protocol order or a request?
They didn't tell us there is a protocol. I was at the task force meeting. The briefing from the EC did not say so. So I am just going stricto sensu, according to what the rules told us. If people in the queue, for courtesy's sake, they skip it, that becomes a different matter. But for now, the rule says I have to follow the queue.
So you be in the queue until you vote? You don't see
Those in the queue grant me that pass to do. I will not take that from the security officers because they did not bring those in the queue. So if those in the queue says, oh, we're giving you the pass, cross it. I know 90% of the people in the queue right now. I've lived with them. They also enjoy me being in the queue because they also always stand and see my face.
To see your face. Okay, so you have been going round. How has been the observation like?
It's been peaceful. It's been orderly, in my view. My only concern is that in some of the stations it is slow. And I think that the ECA officers have to do something about it. If it is slow in this polling station, I will understand. This is the biggest polling station in the whole of the constituency. This one has the highest number of voters, exceeding 740 people, because I vote here. The rest are all below 400, 500, so you wouldn't see this kind of a queue at this time in some of the other polling stations. So for the others that are not above 600 and they are still slow, I think the EC could do something about it to expedite.
Have you found out what is causing this delays or the slowness of the queue?
One observation I have made is that most voters don't have their cards. Most of them, they don't even know where they left it. So and we've already educated them that you can still vote without it because it's a biometric system. So they are all coming here, and you would have to go through the reference list one after the other to see the person before. So I'm sure it's accounting for the slow process here.
Okay, so that's Manaf Ibrahim. He is a New Patriotic Party parliamentary candidate in the Asawase constituency. He has been explaining why he wants to be in the queue and what brought about the confusion, and he insists that he's going to be in the queue until the people he came to meet vote. Then he can also go ahead and vote, or maybe the people will just tell him that he should go and vote because of his stature, that he should go and vote before he will go and vote. He will not listen to the electoral commission officials. He will not also listen to the security agencies to give him that protocol treatment.
Interesting. And so but does it appear that cool heads are prevailing, or people are still agitating?
Exactly. So this incident happened just moments when the district security election task force left this polling center and the confusion erupted. But the police officers and the other security personnel who have been stationed here have been able to calm tempers down. They have spoken to the disagreeing parties, and now there's calm. So Manaf Ibrahim is still in the queue, and he is waiting for his turn. to go and do the voting. But calm has returned at this place.
Hafiz, just a quick one. Sammy here. Have you seen Muntaka around ever since voting started? And what has been his reaction to this Manaf incident? Well,
so Muntaka is also voting at a different polling center. Yes, so it's not so close to this place. But because he has party representatives here, I believe they are going to relay this information to him. So when we get him, we are going to put that question to him.
Thank you very much. Hafiz Tijani is our Ashanti regional correspondent, giving us up to date on happenings within the Asawase constituency. The Asawase constituency is one of the constituencies we are keeping an eye on because it's where, a lot of people are predicting, some, tension, for want of a better word, in that particular constituency. The MPP candidate and the NDC, which is Muntaka, who's been a member of parliament since 2005, and the MPP bringing this new candidate, Manaf, who works at the office of the vice president. So there's a bit of, tension within that constituency. It's been a tension within that constituency. We'll come and discuss, Asawase, but then let's go to the New Jabin South constituency, Eastern Regional